I'm busier than even when I was in former office. But like you know, my issue is in court. Judgment will be given in January. So as it is right now, because the court barred even the board from advertising the position, I'm substantively still the CEO of KFCB. But right now, when I was told to step aside to allow the process that was going on, I allowed it, and but I'm going on with my life. And I hope, hopefully, if I get a chance to go back, I will be able to go and finish. I think there's a lot to do in terms of bringing new laws that will spark growth in the creative economy. I think there will be need to leverage on technology, and Kenya is growing in ICT in terms of absorption of ICT. If I go back, I think there's quite a number of things that I want to go and finalize. If the court rules otherwise, I am open to many options, including running for governorship of Machakos County. I'm getting overtures. There are people approaching me to be their deputy. There are people who want me to go and run. I've even been told by the church to go as an independent candidate. And I have a lot of friends. And I have two open chances even abroad to go and teach journalism and media, law, and so on. So really, I think one doesn't have to be in a government fiscal office to be able to survive. I'm finding myself busier than even when I was the CEO of KFCB. A lot of people were fighting what I was doing. I think it's because I was placing a mirror on them. And people think you can't do anything in this country if you are okay. There must be another reason. You must be corrupt. There must be another motivating factor why you are doing it. And I think that's why I was willing to say, hey, look at me. There's a reason why I was a school captain throughout my school life. Every school that I was the head. And there's a reason. So, but people don't know that history. So people tend to think when you are vocal, you are either condemning or demonizing, or because you have another agenda. And for me, this break is so nice for me. I take pride to be a Daniel of our time, to be a Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego of our time. I'm a believer in the Bible. I read about the Hebrew boys. They never did anything wrong, but they were in a condition that we find ourselves in. And I hope, Ben, that you and other young people can one time read the story of Ezekiel Mutua, a high-flying CEO. I've empowered myself. I've obtained the skills that I need for my job. I think I'm the best for the job. But still, you can be ostracized and demonized and hated for doing what is good. And you can step aside with dignity and integrity and go on with the life. And God protects you. And people can read and say, how can a man, because I think I'm enjoying life more than when I was a CEO, honestly. Honestly, I am doing more meaningful things because now I don't have to apply for clearance from anybody. Since the government said I'm not an employee until the court rules otherwise, I take myself to be a private citizen. So I can go wherever I want, whenever I want. I can interact. I don't have to be called by anybody or to be called to State House for any meeting. So life is more enjoyable. Why I'm taking it in my stride is not because I think the situation was okay. But it's because I know in life there will be challenges. Then there will be ups and downs. No matter how successful you are, no matter how rich you are, life is ups and downs. And I want somebody else who will be in this situation to say there was a man called Ezekiel Mutua. If you look at my social media, because I'm very vocal on social media and I have a huge following, I've never said one word about my situation other than thanking people who have prayed for me and my family. And I think it's I didn't think I was that strong, by the way. I'm learning out of it the last 3-4 months that I can take a lot of bile and a lot of hate and a lot of negativity in my stride, and I'm giving myself targets every day to be a nice person. I don't like the deputy Jesus. I think it's blasphemous. To be frank, nobody can call anybody Deputy Muhammad, okay, or Deputy Allah. If I was a Muslim, this would be a very serious conversation. It would cause national riots. So you don't do that. You don't go to that area. It is the It goes again to the same basic manners, the breakdown of our moral values. When somebody, because when I was removed from office, can you believe it, Ben Kirui, a national newspaper, wrote Deputy Jesus could not save himself. That is not positive reporting. Reporting would have said Dr. Mutua or Ezekiel Mutua has been thrown out, and that would have, and then report the facts. But when you go to those nuances and your own perceptions and even those nicknames, I was very offended because I think there's a sense in which even the church failed to react to it. Nobody should do that. It should be, matters of faith should be taken seriously. I'm not Deputy Jesus. I do not pretend to be Russia's. I do not. But it's said in a context to demonize or even downgrade the place of Christian faith in society as a joke, as comedy. If it was a Muslim, dare say that. Dare play around with their faith and see the consequences. It is an area you don't go. How that works for Christian faith, that they can now allow it, even a national newspaper, to publish that kind of, headline, because it wasn't about me. If I report that he was found guilty or this happened and report the fact, that's a media. But the moment you just put your own nuances, that tells you it was not about me. It was about people looking for reasons to publish. So it makes me very sad, because it goes down to the same breakdown of our moral fabric, how we relate, and the lack of truth in the stories that we read, and the people focusing on sideshows, not the real issue. Sideshows, pettiness, and the matters that don't add value to the lives of Kenyans. What would add value to the lives of Kenyans is when a government official is found to be on the wrong, we report facts and research and keep the camera on them. Look, they reported like that. I'm here. Nothing happened to me. And yet they reported that I was being arrested, that I would be paraded before ESCC. Now you look at it and you feel sorry for our media and for our country, because I went through that. So the pain is not about me. I am a big guy. I've taken it in my stride. I've been a journalist, and I teach people to be resilient. And if you're in public life, the scrutiny will be on you, and you're likely to get this kind of misrepresentation. So as a person, I can take it. But it also goes to point out to the same road that I'm fighting, that there are people enjoy when others are going down. Now look at it this way, Ben. I served that board and raised it to global fame. Everything there, I built it from the scratch. Almost every employee there, I employed them. I served with dignity. Why would you remove me with guns? There can be a better way. Number two, how can that be something to celebrate? A CEO is working like the way I'm working today, and then you are told there are policemen in the office, and changes have been done, and the locks have been changed, and it's normal. Because in other places, that should not be normal, unless you are arrested, and investigations were done, and a file is compiled, and you are found to be guilty, then the day of judgment comes, and you are arrested and taken to court. No police should go to the office to chase away a CEO. That is impunity, misuse of power by people who are in authority who think it's okay. And I always ask, what do they think my children and my wife and my relatives think? The people know me, that know I uphold integrity, I uphold righteousness, that I am not a thief, I've never done anything wrong, because I told you I've been a leader all through my life, okay? So I have a huge network. There's a reason why All Saints Cathedral could invite me to speak 2 Sundays in a row, televised on national TV, and I'm all over. I cannot meet the demand for me to speak. It means I have networks. What do they think those people say about the government of the day when you can treat a man who is innocent that way because you want to allow agendas that are foreign, that are going to undermine our culture in the name of creativity to creep in and undermine the values that we hold dear? So these are the issues. You can see it is a deep-seated agenda. I was not removed because I'd done anything wrong or because I failed to perform. I was removed so that LGBTQ and other people can have a field day, and the things that you are seeing now, and some of the comedians and the artists that you are seeing can have it easy so that there is no voice. And then people will say this. This is the message they wanted to send. Si munaona vile Mutua alifanyiwa. So the next CEO, I can tell you, will be quiet and will toe the line because I was supposed to serve the lesson. Is that a good thing for a country? That you can torture a righteous person so that the others can be silent. You see, that's a message that you are sending. And it's not good for our country. So whether I'm in that office or outside, I will keep condemning it. It's wrong. I've seen a lot of people come to power and go. And I know power is transient. I've held a lot of power. I have had the privilege of sitting in White House with the president. I have sat with the kings. I have packaged president, including our own president. I was his communication consultant in 2002. I've seen power. When I see people misusing it to downtrod or to step on others, I feel sorry for them because their end will be painful. There's a God in heaven who cannot allow that. If I'm guilty, they are okay. And they can be sure that they will enjoy life. But if I'm not, then there is no way this can go scot-free. God will avenge. I can only pray for them and forgive. And I write to them. I normally ask them for forgiveness, even when I know it should be the other way around. And I wish them the best in life. But I think this should not happen. I want you, Ben Kirui, as a journalist, to have your rights and those rights to be respected, however small. The position you hold, for you to walk tall, do your job, and feel proud that you delivered a day's job and you went home happy. And nobody should traumatize you because you are a journalist. Nobody should also ostracize you because you are a journalist. We should live in a society where the big and the small enjoy, and we can have our rights respected. And when there's a mistake, there's a process that is followed. The challenge with me, whether they were right or wrong, there was no process. Okay, no process to date. So it's me who went to court to say you can't throw me out of the office like a common criminal. I'm a CEO. I'm educated. I did not get the job through back door. I was interviewed. I was number one in that interview. And that it is not right. And for the sake of integrity and justice, not because of the job, then I want the court to decide. And I'll pursue it to the logical conclusion, even if it goes to the Supreme Court. Just to teach other people that people in power should not abuse it to silence someone who is right, even if you are wrong, even if you are one. Wrong is wrong, even if it is done by majority. Right is right, even if you do it alone. Right away. Yeah. Yes. Asante sana.